Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest release from Aerotec watches, and for me it's my favorite from them so far. The watch is the Black Label Aero Diver. This is a 300-meter diver, and at the early bird pricing on the Kickstarter campaign that's going to be happening here very soon, it is a steal of a deal. Big thanks to Aerotec for lending this into the channel. Really appreciate it. So let's get to it and take a look at the watch. Now, I just want to show you how the watch comes out if you decide to get one. So a little mini unboxing here first. So first of all, we have the outer box branded Aerotec. Then inside, Aerotec Black Label. There is also branded travel pouch here. Now you can get this with just the watch only, or you can get the kit that I have today, and we'll talk about the pricing difference between those here in a minute. So a couple of extras that come with this kit. One is the keychain. Just pull it out of there with the, if we can get focused, the Aerotec logo, which is kind of cool. We also have a spare strap, and we'll take a look at that on the watch here in a minute. The warranty card, which gives us a 1-year warranty, and then the watch itself. The watches are going to be coming out in 3 color options. There is what they call the black green, which looks great. There's the black orange, which is probably the most vibrant of the 3, and the black purple that I have today. This one, in a lot of lighting, looks full black, but when the dial catches the light just right, you'll see that purple start to come out. Great looking watch with some traditional dive watch design details, but also quite a few unique aspects of the watch, giving it its own look. And we'll get to it soon here, but it also has dimensions that should make this wearable for almost any wrist size. The dial is very clean with only the water resistance at either side of the 6 o'clock. No logo or anything on the dial, but they got creative by incorporating it into the hour hand, which works great with the watch. The one thing with the handset when it comes to legibility, though, is the second hand is purple and can blend into the background. Love those vintage style markers at the 3, 6, and 9. And if you look at the 12 o'clock marker, there's actually a black pearl shaped agate stone there, which gives it an interesting look. The lume on the watch is BGW9, and this is a torch. There is lume everywhere on this thing, from the hands, the markers, and that Tron-like bezel lume. Even the crown has lume, and I was surprised to see the logo on the clasp is also lumed. Somewhat of a novelty thing, but that's still pretty awesome, I think. The bezel is a 120-click bezel with a ceramic insert. The action is good, although I find my fingers sometimes slipping when I use it. Maybe a bit more aggressive machining on the grip would help, but it's not all that bad. Now, they did do a logo placement on the bezel itself, which is located at the 6 o'clock, and I don't think I've ever seen it done quite like that, so that's a neat touch. Under the hood here is the Miyota 9039 movement, so a high beat 24 joule movement with a power reserve of approximately 42 hours. Typical winding action for the movement, and the one thing that they've done with the crown is they've added the purple there to indicate that the crown is not screwed down. When the crown is screwed in, that is not visible. The case is just about completely brushed, other than this small area on the inner part of the lugs. Between the lugs on one side of the watch is etched Black Label, and it's not a big thing, but those little extra details I find are just fun. The case back is a screw-down case back with the image of the diver and the water resistance, stainless steel, and the movement around the perimeter. The bracelet is an H-link bracelet, fully brushed with quick-release spring bars and split pins for sizing. It's not the tightest tolerances, but it's quite comfortable, especially with the taper as you get closer to the clasp. The clasp, again, has that Lume logo and Aero engraved below that. It's a well-made clasp with a ratcheting on the fly adjustment system. There's just a small button there you push, and you can adjust that bracelet very easily. I'm overall very happy with the bracelet, and if you do want to swap straps, it's very easy with that quick release as well as having the drilled lugs. If you have a strap with regular spring bars, the rubber strap feels to be an FKM rubber. It's a high quality strap. Gives the watch a summery feel, but I found myself sticking mostly to the bracelet since I've had the watch. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 39.4 millimeters. The lug to lug is right at 47 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the bracelet tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. The thickness is 12.3 millimeters, including the AR treated sapphire. And here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist, and I like it a lot. I like it so much that I actually asked the owner if I could borrow the watch a little longer to take it on an upcoming vacation, and he agreed to that, thankfully. So it's got an interesting mashup of vintage and modern, and it, first of all, looks great, but wears great too. Now, these are going to be coming out by way of the Kickstarter campaign early October. I don't have all of the pricing details, but super early bird prices will be $399 USD for the watch only and $429 for the kit I showed you today. And I'll leave a link to the Aerotec site below. So there you go. I'm very impressed with the watch. To me, it's their best release yet. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.